Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Good.
Good
Excited.
deal, man. I am fired up. I don't know about you, but it's tax week for all you people that are self-employed filing extensions. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? October 15th is the big deadline, and we're going to be talking about three things that are going on right now under our noses that are going to majorly impact everybody in regards to their income. I mean, it's gonna dramatically increase the taxes, and not just for the wealthy. This one is geared towards middle America. That's you and I, and probably the most not needy group out there, but that needs the money in themselves is the lower income, that economically challenged group. It's going to impact them. So sit tight. We're going to get started here in just a few seconds if I can find my button. If not, we're actually going to get started now, and it's not there. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. So I don't know what's going on with technical stuff today. I'm just Johnny Technical on the struggle stuff. So all my buttons are gone too. So we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this live on Facebook. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to post it 4 times. It popped up 4 times on Facebook, but then it was something else, and I don't know what's going on with StreamYard and Facebook. I'm not going to say we're getting shut down because we're trying to share the truth, but I'm going to go with it if it gets me viewers. But anyway, so let's gonna go ahead and jump in. So I shared some articles with you, and I've shared this, on my Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. Just some articles that have come up, and most people when they see this stuff, it's like in one ear, out the other. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's not going to impact me. That's something that's going on in Washington. Well, that is not the case. This stuff will impact you. It will impact your family. It will impact your pocketbook, your wallet, whatever you want to call it. And it's major stuff. Major stuff. Okay. There's multiple things going on, but I'm going to talk about the big three today. And, just jump in with any questions or whatever. And, if you're joining us live or joining us on the stream, I'll check questions for 24 hours after we post this video and reply to them, or, reach out to Wendy and I directly on social media. We're easy to get a hold of, right? We're easy to find. And we're probably on a couple lists too, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But what are the things that are impacting your money? So the first one is the Roth conversion. So I don't know, Wendy, are you familiar with that, how that works or what that is or what's?
I'm familiar with the Roth IRA.
Okay.
Right. But I don't know what the conversion is.
Okay. So and that's the case with most people, right? A Roth IRA, most people understand, okay, I can put up to, 5,000, 6,000, whatever the limit is based on my income, age, and stuff like that. I can put in to what's called a Roth IRA, which is I pay the taxes now. Mm-hmm. And I put it in my retirement account, right? And I go to pull the money out down the road. I don't have to necessarily, I don't have to pay taxes.
Right.
What is the big benefit with that? What do you think?
You're paying less taxes probably, right? Because in the future, taxes are going to be higher, most likely.
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah. So you're getting it out of the way now. Yeah.
And well, that's the big benefit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Roth conversion, what that does is, you look at your life today, right? Mm-hmm. You're making income, you're working, and, things are kind of set. You've got your tax deductions, called children and other stuff. Maybe you got a mortgage as well you're writing off. So you're in kind of your prime tax years. Well, as you start to close in on retirement, people start to think, now, wait a minute. I'm going to be retired, which means I don't have a job. I don't have an income, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, and all my little tax deductions are gone because my house is paid off, my kids are gone, everything, I'm not donating as much to charity because I'm donating more time now. So what they do is they start preparing for that because they don't want taxes to increase over the 20 years, 25 years in retirement on them. So they start converting their old 401k into a Roth. The thing about that is you get to move that outside of the limits. So you're not capped at, the 5,000, 6,000 or whatever the case may be for you. You can actually move larger amounts over a period of time as you're going into retirement. You still have to pay the taxes.
Right. But you pay them then. And so you're saving yourself maybe a few years down the road.
Exactly.
Paying as much.
And I don't know about you. If I've got a big unexpected bill, I want to pay it while I'm employed.
Right.
Right. Not while I'm not employed, which is, let's be honest, that's what retirement is. And so that's a big Roth conversion is what that's called. So you can convert your 401k or IRA, if you're self-employed, into a Roth strategy, a post-tax strategy. Well, the Biden administration is wanting to shut that down. Mm-hmm. And the goal is to shut it down by the end of this year. So after this year, that's no longer going to be happening. That they're going to shut that door So you can no longer convert your IRA. So they limit you on what you can put into a Roth, and then they're not allowing you to move anything else into it.
Because they want you to pay taxes later when it's higher.
Exactly. I'm not saying they're going to increase them, but you ask anybody on the street if they think taxes are going to go down or go up, everybody says they're going to go up, right? And so that's exactly what it is. Because right now, you know, the United States is in a big tax situation. They're printing money. We're you know, just added another $3.5 trillion to the debt. We just added some, you know, when this whole COVID thing hit with the stimulus package that went out. So, you know, and I was sharing a statistic with you. You look at the money that's been printed in circulation in the United States today, right? 40% of it, 40% of the cash out there today has been printed, quote unquote, printed since 2020. Okay, so that's less than 2 years.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? So what does that do? That makes the value of the dollar that you and I already have go down, which is why we have inflation at 6+%, right? And I was training a group on what inflation and how they calculate that, and that's all tying into this. So the only other thing is, you know, they're going to have to increase taxes, and they want to lock down and make sure that people have the money to be taxed. So that's the big one. That's huge. So if you haven't done a Roth conversion, or you're thinking about a Roth conversion, you know, get with a financial planner, get with me, whatever, right? Reach out to us and ask the question, how much can I be saving? Because if you don't do it, you're going to end up with a big headache down the road. And you don't have to be a millionaire to do this stuff, guys. Okay. You can do it too. If you've got $100,000, $200,000, you should look at doing something, at least look at it and see if it's the right move for you. Because if not, you're going to kiss at least 30, 40, 50% of whatever you got saved up goodbye for tax.
Okay. So just so I understand, so if somebody has money in a 401k right now, they have a, you know, I mean, I know people that have several $100,000, if not $1 million in a 401k. They should talk to somebody about maybe taking a portion of that and converting it to a Roth before this law goes.
Correct. I mean, because it's all math, right? You know, you don't want to convert it all if you can't do this, because you'll get hit for taxes each year. Okay, I want to move X number over a period of 5 to 10 years or whatever the case may be, right? And you start converting that over, and that way you're going to pay the taxes. You know, I joke around it all the time. The IRS, THEIRS, the IRS spells theirs. They are going to get theirs, and rightfully so, right? You know, we've got a great country, one of the greatest on earth, right? And, you know, we've got a business environment that's friendly today. I don't know what that's going to be tomorrow, but again, you want to make sure that you're saving as much of that money. It's like taxes are on sale today. Why would you need to get it out of the way while you're employed? While you're employed with an income. So
if you're watching this, share this with friends that might have money in a 401k, because this is important information that's not really out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not public. That's for sure. So 401k, SEP IRAs, old 401ks, TSP plans, stuff like that are sitting out there. If those letters ring true to you, take a look at it. So that was kind of the number one. The number two is, and this is going to impact definitely middle income and lower income as well. And that's the whole reduction of the reporting amount. So today, banks have to report any transaction over $10,000. Okay, so if I gave you $12,000 and you went and deposited 12 grand in cash in your checking account or whatever, say, you know, you did a seminar for me or whatever the case may be, you put that in, the bank's got to report that to the IRS. So that's how the IRS knows to ask you, hey, Wendy, what was this $12,000 here? Oh, you know, I sold something on Marketplace. No, you didn't. That's, you know, what is that? So that's how they collect income tax. So Biden is proposing this, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. This has been going on for about 3 or 4 weeks. He's wanting to lower that amount from $10,000 to $600. To $600.
So is that looking like that's going to happen? You're saying he has the votes for that?
I think it's going to happen, right? I think it's going to happen. And the reason is the government's out of money. They're trying to find money. So there's a $7 trillion gap, $7 trillion hole that Biden and the administration, and now Yellen has come out and supported this and said, yes, this will fill that $7 trillion hole in our tax revenue by going to this reporting mechanism. Okay, so what that means for you and I on the street, all those side jobs that we all know are going on, all those little side cash hustles that people have going on, all go away, because you can no longer.
Even if you sell something on Marketplace, like I know people that flip furniture and will sell a piece for $800.
Yep.
And now you're going to have to pay taxes on selling a piece of furniture you flip.
Yeah. Well, and I had somebody the other day, well, I just won't put it in my bank. I'll keep it in my Venmo account or Cash App or whatever the case may be.
They're going to keep
They've
charging.
also got to now report. They've now got to report that stuff too. And so, I mean, this is one of the most invasive policies ever coming from the United States government towards the people. And keep in mind, folks, I'm not trying to get political here, but this is crazy because they work for us, right? They all work for us. I think they've forgotten that, but yeah, even the Democratic Party are pushing back on this. It's that invasive. So, you know, but like I said, Yellen came out yesterday in support of it, which is huge. I mean, so what that means is any transaction you have over $600 will be automatically reported. And the IRS is going to be looking at that transaction going, what is that? Where, you know, you owe us money. And so if you're in a 20% tax bracket, that's $120 of your $600 that you just, here, give it to Uncle Sam. That's at 20%. Okay. That's not huge, right? If it goes up, that could be even more, 30, 40%, which is crazy when you look at it, but they're anticipating that they'll be able to create another 7 trillion with a T trillion in revenue because of this. Okay. So where's that money coming from? You and I.
Yeah. I mean,
you and I mean, we're paying that. Here's the thing that cracks me up. And I don't know about this. I mean, if you had a situation where you were short money every month on your bills, what would you do? Maybe cut your bills a little bit, cut some expenses, you know, pull in the belts.
Or make more money. Those are my two options.
Yeah, exactly. Either make more money or I got to cut expenses. And the only way the U.S.
making more money off the people.
I'm telling you. Now, folks, you know, I'm not trying to say gloom and doom. There are ways you can protect yourself on this. You know, when we've talked about them, have a business, have a side business, right? Go out and create something, or, you know, go out and sell something, or go out and get involved in a network marketing or something like that, or start something so you can start getting those tax write-offs that are not being touched, by the way, and knock on wood, hopefully they won't. That'll actually destroy the economy. But you look at that, there are some ways that you can keep more of your money. But if you're in a W-2 job and that's your sole source of income and you're not doing anything else on the side except maybe some, you know, some cash transactions or whatever, that's all going away. And that's what's going on. It's squeezing the middle class, and it's insane. It's insane. But that's going to have a huge impact to your income. Yeah. Okay. Like it, love it, disagree with it, or whatever, it's coming. And the last one, and this is probably the scariest for me. So it's all about this revamping of the 401k. And I've got some articles. I'm not just creating this stuff out of a pipe dream. I've got articles that I'm going to be posting that have been coming out, you know, U.S. News and Report, that talk about all three of these items. But Biden wants to completely revamp the 401k. I don't know. Have you had a 401k before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Not a big one because I didn't stay at one place very long.
Well, no, and that's fine, but that's the main savings.
Yeah, most people I know that have corporate jobs have their 401ks, and that's their retirement. I mean, that was my dad's retirement for the most part, you know.
Good. That's the main strategy. And some of the benefits, well, I don't have to pay taxes on it today, right? I do have to pay taxes down the road, whole nother discussion. So I save a little bit of money this year. Plus I get the company match, you know, and that's going away for a lot of companies too, which is unfortunate. And the 401k, by the way, was not designed to replace the pension, but that's what it ended up becoming. Mm-hmm. But what they want to do is take away some of those benefits. So, you know, the number one proposal that kind of scares, well, it's not the biggest thing that scares me, but that tax deduction that you get for a 401k in the year goes away. They're talking about taking that away completely, which, okay, that's a major incentive for people to, you know, put money in a 401k. What they want to do instead is create tax credits. Okay. So the goal here is to level the playing field, and it's going to disincentivize people, if that's a word.
Disincentivize.
Yeah, there you go. Almost. That was close. Give me an A for effort. I'm not an English major, by the way. But if you look at those tax credits are probably going to be smaller, right? And it's going to be equal. You know, that's what they're trying to do, is level the playing field. So if I'm saving, you know, call it $1,000 in my 401k, in the new 401k, and you're saving, you know, 50,000, or it's, you know, the cap is 19, but let's say you're saving 12,000, I'm saving 1,000. We'll both get the same credit.
Wait, what?
Exactly. Right. So does that make any kind of sense? So
What do you mean the same credit?
well, because we're both putting in a 401k.
You just get a flat 401k credit?
That's what tax credits do, right? You know, the more kids you have, the more tax credits you have, things like that. So you're putting in a 401k. Now, I don't know what the exact plan is. I don't know that the government knows what the exact plan is today, but that's typically what's going to happen. And I can tell you right now, you know, the $2,000 or $3,000 you're getting in a tax credit for your child, you know, or depending on what your income level is, those kids cost a hell of a lot more than that, right? Yeah. So that's what tax credits do. They give you a little bit of credit on your taxes, right? And it's a straight up off the top. But the fact of what they're trying to do, and it's in the wording, you got to really look at the verbiage on it, is they're trying to level the playing field. Okay, so what's going to happen is that tax credit is going to be, if you're contributing to a 401k, great, here's what your credit is. Now, I'm assuming they're going to put some levels in there, but are they going to be a true up? I doubt it very seriously. So the whole goal of this, you got to remember, the whole goal of this is to increase taxes for the United States government. So they're going to figure out a way to tax more of your money. Now, the article I post, and you'll have to read it, they did a great job. Whoever wrote the article did a great job in trying to spin it like this is a great thing. But, you know, it's really kind of scary when you start digging into it. So the second thing, the contributing to it would be the actual tax advantage would actually be reduced for higher earners and increase that low and middle income earners. Okay. So again, the less money you make, the more of a credit you're going to get. So it's not even a level playing field. So here's the scary phrase that I saw about this 401k thing. Your creation of an automatic 401k for workers without access to a workplace retirement account. The creation of an automatic 401k for workers without access to a workplace retirement account. What do you hear when I say those words?
That they're going to take your money and put it in an investment account without your permission.
Automatic, folks. Automatic. This was the same thing that, you know, this whole marketplace on the insurance thing, on the health insurance, that didn't really work out well, right? And automatic to me translates to mandatory. Okay. They're going to automatically take it out of your paycheck and put it in, kind of like they automatically take out my Social Security and put it into the Social Security abyss, right? And again, go out to the street, ask the everyday man and woman out there, do you feel like Social Security will be around for your retirement?
Right. That's what I was just going to say. This is going to turn into, oh, guess what? Oops, we don't have that money that we took from you that we said was for your retirement, right? Like that's what our kids are going to be faced with.
Yep. That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. Now, you know, this was proposed.
I'm so glad I'm self-employed.
I'm just telling you. I mean, there's a lot of craziness going out there, but don't worry, they'll come for you and I too, being self-employed. But it's just we're able to be a little more fluid in our movement.
Yeah.
But that's the scary part is, you know, that whole automatic thing. That's a mandatory thing because they want you to have say. So my question is, okay, well, what's the plan for Social Security then? Because that's automatic, right? Is that even going to be around, or is this going to phase one is put out this new automatic government 401k, and then phase two is phase out of, you know, Social Security and just everybody's got a 401k, kind of like companies and corporations did with pensions, because that's what Social Security is. It's a pension, right? Mm-hmm. And when pensions couldn't be supported anymore because of the cost, they switched over to a 401k. My question is the U.S. government planning to do the same thing? Mm-hmm. Let's get rid of Social Security and let's switch it over to this new 401k that's available for everybody. And here's the scarier thought: who the hell is going to run this thing? Mm-hmm. The U.S. government? You know, that's what's really terrifying. That's what's really terrifying. So just imagine
the government with all your money.
No, I'll pay my taxes. They can do that. I get it. Whatever, you know. But no, you know, I love our military. I love our first responders and stuff like that. I love the fact that we've got great schools for the most part, public streets and things like that. But you know, when you look at the big scheme of things, no, I don't want them to have every bit of control of my life, which that's what this is inching towards, right? Don't even get me started on that, but that's what this is inching towards. So that mandatory 401k scares the hell out of me. What are your thoughts on that, Wendy?
Complete violation. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Hey, you don't know what to do with your money, so we're going to go ahead and manage.
Yeah, it's like the government treating individuals as incompetent.
Yeah.
I mean, I did work for a place that had an automatic 401k for its employees and I was like, they don't trust people to make their own decisions about their future. Like, I thought that was the craziest thing. And they were like, we just know that with certain types of workers we have, like, and they named out like our truckers and our this and our that are not as financially literate and they don't know to save. And I'm like, so educate them.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's that right there. That right
We are
there
not monkeys. Okay.
is the problem. That right there is the problem. I got my pointer now. I'm getting serious. That right there is the problem. Because why don't they teach this stuff in schools? Why don't they teach personal finance as a required course? And I'm not talking, hey, how to balance a checkbook, which there are only out of 50 states, there are only 4 states that require any type of personal financial education. That's it. 4 states. I'm in Tennessee. You're in Tennessee. That's fortunately one of them. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's personal finance light. And It's like one little course you go through, and it's very, very basic stuff. Go ahead.
And I know this isn't the subject of this call, but if you think about, like, I'm like looking at some of the algebra that my kids have to do, and I'm like, I have never, ever used this since I graduated. Okay. And unless you're an engineer, half of it you're never going to use, right? Yet I use personal finance every single day of my life. And everyone has to know how to manage money. Yes. It is like an essential life skill to know how to do a budget, to know how to, check your bank account balance and figure out, the math to, here's how much I make, here's how much I can spend. And yet we don't teach any of this.
Nope. Any of it. Now, again, not to go off on a tangent, but my question is that on purpose? Is that intentional? And the reason is, you look at what's that?
I think that's a good question to ask.
No, it is. I mean, because you look at what's happening to our kids. They're going, just blindly walking down to this. Schools anymore, the whole Common Core thing. Don't get me started on that. But even going to college and things like that, what happened to the trade schools?
Right.
There are trade schools that are needed. We've got, a need for, plumbers, for welders and things like that. And those are great paying jobs, by the way. Everybody goes to college. College is protected, right? As far as the student loans, you can't file bankruptcy on that. So colleges, they'll give that money out left and right. Banks will, the federal government, to have you go to college, to go out and get a job. And it trains you to get a job. It doesn't teach you what to do with your paycheck. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's a huge, huge problem, because that's what's happening now is, okay, hey, I know you know X, Y, and Z, but you don't know how to do your money. So we're going to manage it for you. And that's why it's important, guys. That's what this whole channel was about. That's why we created this, was to educate people on, hey, how do I make money? I keep hearing Wendy talking about making money, and I keep people doing these. I don't know anything about that. What do I need to do? It's easy. There's so much money out there to be made. It's crazy, right? Number 2 is, how do I save more money? I don't have any money to save. Yeah, you do. You just don't know how to do it effectively. Okay. And that's where the budgeting comes in and stuff. And it's super easy once you get into it. Third thing, how do I grow my money? That's kind of what we're talking about today. Well, more on the protect, but the growing my money, I want to build assets. And it's not just for retirement. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're 25 years old watching this video thinking, oh, that's years away, it'll be here like that. Okay. And I'm not just talking about retirement. I'm talking about stacking wealth, right? And that's the biggie. I'm stacking cash. But a lot of these, like 401ks, IRAs, they got all these handcuffs on them. Yeah. You put your money in there, you can't get them out. And it's like, well, wait a minute, it's my money. Well, okay, we'll let you have some. We're going to tax you, or we're at least going to put you, hit you with a 10% penalty to get your own money out. That's the crazy part. And then lastly is protecting. I want to protect against market loss. And guys, there are ways out there for you to get market growth, like a 401k, IRA, and other stuff, where you're actually seeing growth from the market in your account, right? And they have safety nets, where you get the gains and you don't get the loss. It's been around there for a while. That's what rich people do, folks. And rich people know the tax game. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot out there that they're not talking about tapping into X, Y, or Z. What they're talking about is tapping into the strategies used by middle class and lower income, the side hustle money, the 401k money. Ooh, that Roth conversion, shut that down. The wealthy still have a bunch of different strategies. That's the stuff we teach. Right. Okay. My company specifically, you work with our company too. Mm-hmm. It's one of those that, the referral piece, you look at, I want to be able to protect my money like the wealthy do, just on a smaller scale. You can. Yeah. Okay. It's all about educating yourself. And, that's a huge problem I have with our school system today is why aren't they teaching this stuff? All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to start going with the hand and stuff like that too. So it's frustrating because it doesn't have to be this way at all.
Right.
At all. So put
more money in the hands of the people that earn it, and we will do more good with it. And
thank you. And not just go out and buy, stuff we get shipped over from China on the 500 boats that are circling LA right now, waiting to dump stuff off.
Side note, I've heard buy your Christmas presents early. We've decided we're giving our kids experience instead of gifts.
There you go. I should do that. Experience in the yard, experience in, cleaning the garage and stuff like that. Life skills.
Not what I meant.
Oh, my bad. But serious, folks. I mean, what she said, right now we're still seeing the supply chain, and I've watched some videos on that too. Supply chain is still majorly disrupted. So if you do want to have a nice Christmas, start shopping now and get that stuff taken care of because it's crazy out there. COVID is not over, and there's a lot more to it. But I'm telling you right now, you need to take a long, hard look at your finances. Reach out to Wendy. Reach out to me. You see my link down there, johncleaver.com. Schedule time to get with us. And, everybody that if you want, we'll give you a free financial plan. Do something with it or not, whatever. Just educate yourself on what's going on with your money. Because if not, there are plenty of people lined up around you coming out of Washington that will take it from you. So with that, I'm going to mic drop on that because I'm fired up, man. This stuff just upsets me to no end.
It's upsetting, and it's but you know how sometimes in life, like if things get really hard, like you get really creative.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know that I've made the most money when my back was against the wall and it was like I have no other choice. And so I want to encourage those watching, like get mad and then do something about it.
Yep.
Right? Like, don't just be mad and depressed and go, I give up, the world sucks, right? Mm-hmm. Lean in and go, what can I do now to make a difference?
Because there is a lot you can
get my future up for success. I am not worried about my financial future. I'm not, because I know that I can create income no matter what happens. When Facebook and Instagram shut down for a day and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's how I run my business. I'm like, there's plenty of other social media platforms. There's plenty of other ways to do business, right? Like, I'm not worried about that. I know that I can generate income. I know that, my sister is a survival wilderness person. I know I can go to her and we can live in the wild if we need to.
That's awesome.
But like learn the skills, put the things in place. I have waited way too long. John knows I'm a money mess. I'm like in recovery, right?
I love that.
I am. I'm in the 12-step program to recovery of a financial mess and doing things the wrong way. And so I want to encourage you guys watching to make sure and take the right steps now, whether that is for savings, whether that's creating income, whatever that is, protecting your money. Let's do it. All right.
Exactly. It's folks, just like when he said, it's time to knuckle up and fight to protect your family, your income, your money, your wealth, because there's a lot going on. And like I said, I'm not saying, financial revolution or anything like that, but we are talking about a little financial prepping, right? To use that vernacular and just get your house in order. We talked about that last time, how to prepare for the economic storm. We're talking about the three things going on that are directly coming at you, middle America, lower income, as far as, what's going on, up and coming income. I like that better. Up and coming income and middle income, you've got to do what you can now to set the stage to protect yourself down the road. And if you don't, don't do it when he was just talking about, don't kind of say, woe is me, life and tax or death and taxes, right? No, don't be that person. Knuckle up, figure out a way, get with one of us or get with somebody and figure it out, because there's a lot of options out there for you, but you got to know it. And more importantly, just like when he said, you've got to take action. So we're going to wrap it up with that. Catch us every Tuesday. Do me a favor, if you're out on YouTube, look us up at Black Swan Money, little #, Black Swan Money, and like and subscribe. Share this video with your friend if you thought it was, friends, plural, if you thought it was valuable. We're trying to bring content. We're trying to bring information to you that you can use and apply in your life today. Not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, but today, that's going to impact the future you. And make sure you're stacking cash and protecting your family. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.